Alright, welcome back to G.T.O podcast. My name is Marc Anthony Davis, and with me is
Sam Walker.
And alright, before we start, can I ask you a nice favor? Can you please share this podcast with your friends, your enemies, whomever? We got a Facebook, we got Twitter, I got an Instagram, and I posted some interesting stuff. This week, actually, my mom's coworker able to give me like a bunch of PS2 and GameCube games. I posted a picture of that and I spread them across my bed. So you want to see that, all the great stuff I got, you can go there. We got a Patreon, it'll give us money. We'll do stuff with it, definitely. And all those links are on the channel if you're interested at all. Also, I am also selling over 1,000 Pokemon cards still. I just want to get rid of them. If you just offer me any type of price, I'll probably give them to you. You ask for like $5 for all these cards, I'll give them to you. I just want to get rid of them because they're just taking up space. So, if you're interested in old Pokemon cards, we got holographic, we got rares. They're mostly common though. You can just email me, I guess. Email the podcast or whatever. But that's that. Obviously, this past week, a very big week for all the children in America. Thanksgiving happened. It means no school. No one cares the lineage or the history of Thanksgiving. It's all fake anyway. It probably didn't even happen. But so I'm just going to ask you to start things off before we get into any gaming topics. How did you spend your Thanksgiving?
I slept in, of course. That was fun. I had just Thanksgiving Day.
No, the whole week.
Oh, well, like Tuesday was my brother's birthday, but he had class, so that night we just ordered pizza. Then Wednesday we went to a gun range.
Oh, what'd you shoot?
I didn't shoot.
Oh.
Because I was getting over a cold and I didn't want to, start having a coughing fit in the middle of shooting. That probably wouldn't have gone well. I'm also kind of jumpy. Like, if I'm sitting in a quiet room and someone walks in and they say, hey, Sam, can you do this thing? I will jump through the ceiling.
Alright.
So giving me a loaded gun, probably not the best idea.
You think you should move this computer out the way so the mic can hear you better?
Oh.
Alright. So how did Thanksgiving Day itself go?
Ate food, had some friends over, then we played football, and then that was it.
Thanksgiving football. I miss those days. Me and my two cousins, I have 3 cousins or whatever, but my 2 boy cousins, we used to always play field goal, who can kick the ball farthest, basically. Since we can't play my tackle, because I outmatched them in size and speed.
Pretty much everybody,
yeah. But my family didn't visit this year, so that's pretty boring. It's like everyone's growing up now, and that sucks. Most of my week was pretty uneventful. I kept lying to myself, I'm gonna study, I'm gonna do my homework. I'm like, nah. I'll do the homework that other people need. So I made a deal with 2 other of my classmates to do earth science homework. You do this half, and I'll do the other half. But the thing was, it wasn't split half and half. I had to do an 84 question packet. Yeah, so that took up a good chunk of my day.
Yeah.
And I sent it out to all the good people, and I hope they enjoyed it because that did take me a long time. Hopefully she doesn't grade it for correctness, because half the answers weren't on the internet, so of course I'm not going to read the textbook and find the real answers. I'm going to guess.
Of course not.
B for belief, kids. It got me this far. I'm almost in college.
C's get degrees.
Yes, and if you're not, if it doesn't work, just get your GED, your good enough degree, and that'll get you through.
Yeah. I actually can't get a GED in Louisiana.
You can't?
No, I think they discontinued that a couple years ago.
Man, they really don't want us to be educated, don't they?
I guess not.
So, I have to go back to high school? What if I'm
I don't know. I'm going to look into it more, because that might be my last option. Might end up being my last option.
Wait, so if you're homeschooled in a different state after you graduated that year of homeschooling, you have to take the GED?
I guess. I don't know.
I didn't know it worked like that. Huh. Well, alright. I played a couple of video games throughout the week, and on Thanksgiving Day itself, visit my grandparents, and my grandfather in particular. I went into his back room, a little shack where he was watching football with my uncle. I walk in, and it had a lot of smoke. Didn't smell like cigarette smoke. But my friend Kay said you can't get high off of secondhand smoke.
That's probably not entirely true.
Yeah, I don't think it was, but I didn't feel the effects of it. So in my eyes, I'm still pure. So that was interesting.
Probably take a lot to get like a contact high.
Yeah. And then yesterday I went out to a book signing / like book overview of a book called the G.T.O Massacre. It's going over the. Have you ever heard of this? The G.T.O Massacre?
No.
Yeah, I haven't either. But it's basically like my great grandfather, his account of the G.T.O Massacre that happened a long time ago. It was right after. It was during Reconstruction in the South. It's pretty interesting. I would give you the book, but I forgot it at my grandfather's house. So, I'll talk about that later though, because that's gonna be in Victory and Vengeances. That whole event, 5 hours of nothing, Sam. Black people are interesting. People are interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was pretty much my Thanksgiving week. So, what did you play, like in terms of games?
Play some Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor.
Oh, that's great.
Getting back into that. Some Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good game. Then NCAA, like we were talking about before the podcast.
11 though.
11, yeah.
Do you have Madden 11?
I have Madden 11, Madden 15, Madden 09.
Oh, your PS3 it could play PS2 games, right?
Nope.
It can't?
No.
I thought you had the first edition of it.
No, I don't think I do.
Because I have a bunch of PS2 games that I can't play because I'm on PS2. I have like 3 editions of Madden. I have like the Madden 2004 when like Michael Vick can like run past anyone.
Yeah.
That's the game where you could like go to like the 1 yard line, run all the way back to your touchdown, then loop back around. And I still try to do that, but you can't because the game's balanced now or whatever. So if you're interested in that, people of the podcast, you want a bunch of PS2 games, I'll sell them to you because if you go to GameStop, they'll tell you, oh,
you can't get anything.
Yeah, it's less than a penny. Or you get some store credit. Get out of my face. You might as well just spit in my face telling me that. I tried to give him Grand Theft Auto 3, a gem, a classic, and you tell me it's less than a penny. Come on.
Yeah, like you'll walk in with, I don't know, like a dozen games. I had a grocery bag full of computer games. And they're like, we'll give you like $2. I'm like, I could probably destroy the material. If I could harvest materials from these boxes and these discs, I would get way more than like $2.
And one time when I was a little dumb kid, obviously, I had like a bunch of DS games. I just didn't care about it because it wasn't Pokemon or Mario, so I didn't care about giving them away. I think one was Madden, by the way. And that Madden is like Madden 2007, and I sold it. Someone got mad at me a couple weeks later, but that's besides the point. So I got it. I was able to get like $10 for like, I don't know, 8 games, just so I can shave some of the price off for like the new Pokemon game. Not worth it. Again, if you don't never buy anything from GameStop because you're just feeding the beast. Anyways, what was I talking about? I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, what game you were playing? Yeah. You said Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about that game?
So the art style is kind of similar to Fable. I guess.
Gross.
You're a terrible person, Mark.
Well, the graphics could be better. Like the graphics are better than Fable, obviously, right?
I guess.
All right.
It's extremely cartoony.
I'd rather
but
that
it's fine.
than how Fable is. It's just ugly looking.
I don't know. I haven't played Fable in a while, but from what I remember, they're pretty similar. It's extremely cartoony, kind of linear.
That's fine.
I mean, it's open world in the sense that you can go anywhere you want, but
why would you?
You are going to die if you do go too far.
What else you played?
Shadow of Mordor again.
Again?
Well, not again. Yeah, I already beat it once, but I started again on my computer.
How long is that game?
I can't remember. Like, probably
30?
Technically endless. You can play as long as you want, but I'd say 30 hours maybe.
Is it more of a Skyrim type open RPG, or is it like way more manageable than that?
It's more Assassin's Creed open world.
Okay, I like that because then I end up blowing through those games. All right, that's good. Anything else? Just those two?
Pretty much just those two.
All right. Well, in all those games I got in that big haul of games, like the GameCube games I got. I playing Metroid Prime for the first time.
Cool.
Yeah, I know that was like a classic on the GameCube, but I'm getting past. It's a fine game. Like, it's one thing that I just can't understand. They have two joysticks, but they only use one. So you're moving and looking around on the left stick, which is just so. I looked a little bit for the settings, not too long, because I only like played for like 30 minutes, so I didn't really like get into it. So hopefully there's an option to change that to like two stick mode. But it's really annoying to play that on. Like, imagine playing an FPS on one stick.
Yeah, it's called GoldenEye 007.
I never played that before. I guess secondly, it's not two joysticks; it's a joystick and a C stick. So maybe that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah, the C stick is kinda.
I'd rather use it like 8 directions than have them like all the directions on one joystick. That's just annoying. I don't know. But have you ever played Metroid Prime?
No. Wait, well, it's a first-person game, so of course they'd only use the one joystick. COD really only uses one joystick.
No, but like you walk with one and you look with the other one. If you're looking and walking with, like, you could look up, but you're gonna move to like the left and like up and left. If you look up and right.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
that can be kind of hard to get used to.
Yeah, it's not like I've never played anything like this before. But the good thing about it is, like, I'm grateful for it because I think it's gonna be pretty good. I just gotta get used to it, like anything else.
Yeah.
They also came in Metroid Fusion, so
Ooh.
I got that 2 games for the price of none.
That's
actually.
the GBA.
No, wait, is it?
Yeah, Metroid Fusion is
So
the GBA game.
it must have got a port to the GameCube then, because it was on a disc.
Probably.
Alright, I gotta look more into that. The only Metroid game I played is like the original one. Right? I think I played it on an illegal ROM, allegedly. I played Mario Superstar Baseball, which...
Oh, I love that game. I have a copy of it.
I'm just not good at baseball games. Like, I just don't know how to hit the baseball in time. I don't know. It's like me in real life. I could just never get it down. So yeah, I played one game. I lost like 11-0. Got a couple hits, or whatever. Play Clash of Clans. If anyone wants to start a clan, let me play it. I would love to join it. I need gems. I'm not paying for them, Sam.
Yeah, of course not.
I played Pokemon Shuffle. In that game, it's pay to win, just like most mobile games.
Yeah.
But I've been powering through it because, like, after a while, if you just go back and beat the other levels, they give you just enough coins, so you have to play like, you have to spend like a day getting enough coins to beat the tougher levels to spend like on power ups and stuff, which is annoying. I also played Skyrim a little bit, and I always get frustrated playing that game because it just takes one death to just make me annoyed. I met a Frost Wraith, got me from behind, and that was that. Turned the game off that day. And I played a lot of Pokemon Sapphire trying to complete my Pokédex, and I'm about 186 left. That's going well. What else did I play? NCAA 14. So yeah. Oh, actually, with all those games we got, I got a lot of crap. Like, I got like SpongeBob the Battle of Bikini
Best game ever.
Battle of Bikini Bottom. I got SpongeBob the movie video game. I got
best game ever.
I think, was there a SpongeBob racing game? No, that was Simpsons. But I think I got the SpongeBob and the Simpsons racing game. So if we get a PS2, I'm not gonna play any of these bad games that I got because I think it could be hilarious to play blind. So I'm gonna wait whenever it might be, a couple months from now. But I want to have that recorded and we play that together because those games have to be like, I know they have to be terrible, but they're gonna be pretty fun. I think I played the Simpsons racing game as a kid, but I don't remember much.
Do you remember what it's called?
Road Rage.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Wait, no, Road Rage. Yeah, Road Rage is the one where you can't get out of your car.
I got
Hit and Run's the other one.
Yeah, and I also got a Naruto game, like what's it called? I forgot. Ultimate Warrior, I think, 1 and 3. Oh, I also got a Zatch Bell video game.
I know. Wait,
yeah.
Have you played it yet?
I haven't played. I didn't want to play it yet because I know it's one of those games I want to play later.
Okay.
All right. I think it's a fighting game.
If I can get my brother to loan me the PS3 back, we'll have to sit
no, it's
down
on the GameCube. It's on the GameCube.
Well, yeah, we can play it whenever.
All right. What else? I also had a Shrek game.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Yeah, so I'm interested in that. I have the Shrek racing game on my DS, and that's terrible.
Oh, Shrek Racing?
Yeah, it's DreamWorks Racing, so like Shrek is one of the characters.
Oh, okay.
So like,
because I'm like, how do you make Like, Donkey is just a donkey. There's no reason he'd be in a car.
I think
the
from,
dragon
yeah,
can fly.
I think Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey are from that game, and like other DreamWorks characters. I don't remember the other stuff. I mean, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. So that's the only one I play as. So again, it's trash, anyways. What else did I get? I got a like NBA Live, like 2008 or whatever, the one with Vince Carter on it. And like Vince Carter was he ever that good to be on the cover of a game? Oh,
yeah.
Well, then again, it's NBA Live, so.
DreamWorks Superstar carts.
Yeah,
with a Z.
Yeah, it sucks.
Jesus Christ, Mark.
Whenever I want to play a racing game, I look on my DS. I look like I got Mario Kart. I got DreamWorks carts. I'm like, I go
obviously
with Mario.
DreamWorks carts. What's wrong with you?
I don't think you could drift in that game, and if you can, it's really wonky. Like everything about that game is just weird.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
I think that's pretty much what I got from a haul. I got a GoldenEye game or 007 game, whatever, and a couple racing games like
for what system?
The PS2. The GameCube was pretty terrible. The only there's Metroid. Like when they was saying like I have a bunch of games, like the lady was telling me I have a bunch of games. Like I told them what consoles I had. I was expecting to get like maybe I can get one of the big three that I don't have on the GameCube. I can get Melee. I can get a what's the other, Super Mario Sunshine, or I can get a Pokemon XD. The three I want, and I got none of them. When I saw Mario, I'm like, yes, Superstar Baseball. What the hell? It was. I mean, I'm grateful for getting like 30 free games, but I'm really disappointed.
Yeah, if anything, you can like sell them at a garage sale for $5 each and get a little something from somebody.
You have to have a garage to have a garage sale, right? Mm-hmm.
Well, yard sale.
Whatever.
You could give them to your good friend Sam, and he can sell them at his family's garage sale.
I was thinking about selling them, but I don't know. Would I rather like sell all these PS2 games or buy a PS2 to play all these games?
I wouldn't sell them quite yet.
Because the PS2 only costs like $20 or $30 for like, depending on where you're going, and then like another $10 for a controller and a memory card.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. Anyways, anything else interesting in life?
Fidel Castro died last night.
Oh, rest in peace.
Like, for real this time.
For real this time. You have any thoughts on Fidel Castro?
Nah, I could make jokes about how, he died on Black Friday, the big capitalist holiday, and capitalism finally beat communism, or
I don't think
he survived 600 assassination attempts, but he couldn't even survive 2016. But everyone else made those jokes, and they're
funny. They aren't funny.
They aren't the best.
What do you mean capitalism finally beat communism? I think they won that war a while ago. Well, I might be wrong.
I don't know. People are crazy.
But the main the main segment of this podcast today is what we want for Christmas. And we're not just going over our wish list. We're not just saying like items that we want. We're going over like
our dream.
Yeah, our dreams to come true.
Not just these are the T-shirts I want to buy. But
yeah.
if I could make a perfect game or a perfect book or whatever,
yeah,
this is what would happen.
So I made a joke when telling Sam about this morning, is that it's not only things that you want, like a remake of a game that you don't have, or something that doesn't exist, like a game that would never come out, like we thought Shenmue would never come out, or it could also be something that won't happen, like the Timberwolves being over 500.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that because they're going to be over 500.
You sure about that? I think they're going to win 38 games at most.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, ending the season over 500? I don't know.
Oh yeah, of course. At one point, they might be over 500.
I didn't go to sleep till like 3 a.m.
And they're definitely not going to be over 500 by Christmas. This is you on like an 11-game winning streak. Good luck with that.
Christmas is when they're going to get over 500. They're going to beat the Thunder at.
Is that a Christmas Day game?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's their first one in franchise history.
I can't wait to see their Christmas Day jerseys.
That's probably going to fail like horribly.
Why?
Well, because they came into the season, they had a lot of expectations, high expectations, and they have not lived up to them yet.
I don't think.
So I wonder if they might flex the Christmas game out.
No, they won't do that because they're still interesting. Like Andrew Wiggins, like who wouldn't want to watch him play?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't shoot 2 for 19 again.
Well, what I don't get is that inside the organization, I know we're going on a tangent, but inside that organization, they didn't have high expectations because it's basically the same team plus Chris Dunn plus a new coach, and it takes time to get to acclimate yourself to a new coach, and they're not that much better. They're just not.
Yeah, I mean, last season they started out like 4-4 or whatever, and this year they're like 4-9. So they're a little worse, but it's because they've had like their third coach in 3 years.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot to get used to. So I'm not like screaming the end of the world.
No, I just hate like how the media just like way overrated this team. Like we get Karl Anthony Towns is like really good. Like he's already really good. And Andrew Wiggins is like alright. And Zach LaVine is actually not bad now. But like where are you getting like really good defense from? Like
yeah, I mean people are like, oh, teams that could play spoilers in the Western Conference playoffs. Timberwolves, and I'm like, if the Timberwolves sweep the Thunder or something, and the Thunder are just that one game shy, maybe, but it's not like they're going to be in there blowing up the entire standings.
But then everyone was like, all right, the 18 from last year, like when people were doing their preseason like previews, they're talking about the only team that would drop out from the 8 teams from last year would be the Mavericks. For the most part, that's what people were saying.
Yeah.
And the Jazz would win 50 games. And the Timberwolves would make the playoffs. So that's 9 teams. 9 teams can't make the playoffs, Sam.
I know. People aren't that smart.
Anyways, we're going to move on to what we want. You could go first. What's the thing you want for Christmas?
I don't know. I haven't really thought of like my dream thing.
There's not like nothing?
Well, there's one game that already exists that I think is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. It's called Super Fight. It's a card game where like you have a character and you have powers, and you play a character and then like a power, and then you have to like argue over which would be better. So you have crazy things like 100-story tall Arnold Schwarzenegger with an AIDS gun fighting like a 2-foot tall Chuck Norris that can shoot babies out of his arms or something like that. So
the only way you could win though is that you have to orally argue.
You have to convince, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It's like one of those games of rock paper scissors. Like I have God, and I have Jesus, but I have a nuke or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, you just let it exist. You just want to buy it, basically.
Yeah, it exists, and I would like to add some stuff to it.
All right. Well, when I was thinking of stuff, like it took me a good 30 minutes to put down one thing, because as a kid, having shrunk many disappointing Christmases in a row, I just blocked stuff from my brain, like from like actually wanting stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I know I like games, but if I would like, put a gun to my head, I really couldn't think of one that I would want. I want all of them, but as a kid, like I can't have any of them, so kind of repressed myself. So one thing I did think about to like challenge myself, like a remaster that I want would be Soul Reaver or the Legacy of Kain remaster, or just a new one of those games. There has been like, I guess not rumblings of it happening, but they had like petitions for a new remaster. And I don't think it's actually in the works though. I don't think it's ever gonna happen because I just don't think it's likely. I looked though, that opening cinematic, I'm like, man, I love this game. Then I look at the graphics, like, man, the Dreamcast has not aged well. So I would like it.
Kind of has.
I mean, it looks fine, but the difference between like
some games.
Yeah, the pre-rendered cutscenes and the actual in-game footage is like way different.
Yeah.
It's a bigger gulf than I think like it is now. I think it's a little closer now. What else do I want? I want Sonic to be better in 2017. We haven't got like a really good Sonic game in my eyes since 2012 with Sonic 4 Episode 2, which was kind of shaky to most people, but I liked it. So really, in most people's eyes, we haven't had a good Sonic game since Sonic Generations, which was fantastic. I still play that game to this day. I beat it like twice, which came out in 2011.
What are you talking about, man? Sonic Unleashed was the best game ever.
I do love Sonic Unleashed. Like I love being the werehog.
I just can't take that seriously.
I legitimately like that game, but that came out like 2006. So yeah, I know Sonic Mania is coming out. I don't know much about it. We covered it a little bit in previous podcasts. I think it's basically a Sonic Generations with a focus on 2D games.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Which is the weaker of the two Sonic like genres in my eyes, because there's only so much you could do with a side-scrolling platformer. I think so much has been done.
And running running fast through one of those is kind of, for most people, it's not the easiest thing to get a handle on.
Yeah. Where do you stand on Sonic? I don't know if we ever went over this before.
I don't know. I don't really care. He's got some good games. I'll probably play them if I feel like it, if I have them. But I'm not gonna like go out of my way.
Yeah, Sonic is, to say it's been around for like 20 plus years. Like it's the true definition of hit or miss. Like it's pretty much batting 500. Like if you take a bin of all the Sonic games, there's a 50-50 chance like that one is crappy. Like the Game Boy games, and you like half of them are crappy. Like half the DS games are like either bad ports or like Sonic Rush, which was alright, or like any Xbox game or console game. Like you either get Sonic Generations or you get Shadow the Hedgehog. You get Sonic Unleashed or Sonic 06.
I don't get why everyone hates Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, I guess it's because I never really cared about Sonic going in that I wasn't offended by it.
I just don't think it fits Sonic. I don't know. I haven't played a game in a long time, but from what I remember, it just didn't feel like a Sonic game that I wanted or that anyone wanted. And it was like fake edgy for like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, it was like 2000s. It was like 2000 edgy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But besides that, like, yeah, it's pretty disappointing. Hopefully it could do better. Sonic Boom is like whatever. It was terrible on the Wii U. It's been reeling ever since. So I don't know where Sonic is going, but hopefully it go up because I want to be a fan again. But now it's just a farce in most people's eyes. I want, as a kid, so this is the next thing I want. I always wanted universal backwards compatibility.
What do you mean?
So what I mean is, you know how the Xbox One, it could play 360 games, but it can't play original games on a disc. Like you could get like original like Halo 2, I guess.
In
like,
the XBLA.
Yeah, but if you have the disc, you're not able to put in your Xbox One, which I find frustrating because you're basically making me buy the game twice. And the whole point of most people buying the other games would be like to like because you played it before. I don't think most people are like, I don't know. I guess it would be half and half, but like a lot of people that are buying the older games are not buying it to like play for the first time, I guess.
Yeah. So,
I think you're penalizing your long-term fans for no reason. So like when I was 9, I was playing my DS Lite, and I was wondering why I can't play Game Boy Color games, even though I was playing GBA games, and on my Game Boy SP, I could play Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games, even though it's the same slot. They just made it like an inch or like a centimeter like less wide on each side, so I just can't put it in. Like, why are you doing this? You're not like, what's the financial gain on you not letting me put that cartridge in? I don't know. It's always it doesn't seem like extra work or extra money in my eyes. But like, for example, I want the Switch to have slots or a separate adapter that you plug into a slot, like a USB slot, that you can plug any of your cartridges or disc in. So you could like if you plug an N64 cartridge into an adapter, you could plug that adapter into the Switch, and you can play it on your TV. So you don't have to buy Super Mario 64 on a virtual console again. And you have to buy it again anyway, I think, because if you had I bought Paper Mario on the Wii, and that doesn't save to anything. That's not like tied to an account because there was no like online account on the Wii. I don't know. I just think it would just save so much of my money as a fan, and I think that's a selling point actually. If like you could play any game from us from the past 20 or 30 years, you could play it on here. You don't have to worry about anything. You could throw away your old console or resell it to get some money off. I think that's a selling point, and I just don't get why they don't do it.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? Has it ever annoyed you like it does me?
Backwards, yeah. The lack of backwards compatibility is kind of upsetting, but I never got rid of my PS2, so.
Right. Well, why would you?
And that could still play PS1 games, so I was set.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
And then like another selling point would be like with this adapter or with these slots, you could play your old like 30-year-old games with a slightly better performance. Like, it wouldn't have better graphics, of course, because you need to put new assets in the game, but it could run at a better frame rate for, I would think, for the most part.
Well, if they didn't like have some way to cap it in the disc or the cartridge, if they didn't already do that.
So like, if it was one of those like games that had like slow down or like slow load times, like Skyrim on the Xbox 360, maybe it would perform a little bit better with maybe slightly shorter load times on the Switch, for example. Because I mean, all that is just like CPU power, right? Or RAM. So I think that'd be great. I don't know why they don't use it. Like Xbox One, when they first came out, like Microsoft was vocally no backwards compatibility. It can't happen. But that's,
and they caved.
I mean, yeah, they caved because it's already there. The infrastructure's already there. It's the same. I don't know what this means, but people say it's the same architecture, whatever that means. What does that mean? I don't know. Anyways, but it's like why it doesn't take any extra work.
It's all about that money.
But it's marginal though. Well, I guess that is the argument. Then it's marginal. It's a marginal gain and a marginal.
A marginal gain is better than no gain.
What? Yeah, or might not just make a difference at all then. So I feel like Xbox One, especially at the beginning of like the cycle, they didn't respect us as gamers. Sam.
Nope.
Yeah. Anyways,
I thought of something I would love.
What did you love?
So an open world like Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Skyrim open world or Assassin's Creed, whichever like I guess style.
How
you want to go for?
I've heard this before, but how would you want it to be done?
So you'd have your character. You'd be able to create a character, do whatever you want with it. You wouldn't be stuck with the traditional looks like Ash Ketchum kind of thing. You'd walk around in the environment, and the Pokemon would pop up, but it wouldn't like take you into a separate battle thing. It would be like in the Pokemon anime when the Pokemon would just like show up, you know. You wouldn't be put in like a circle of grass. So it would just happen like the dragons in Skyrim. And
it wouldn't be turn based. So like it kind of be like your speed will be able to determine how fast you could attack a second time. Kind of like a Chrono Trigger.
And like it'd be like in the Pokemon anime where it's not turn based at all. There's like no sense of being turn based. Because then if like you'd call like a headbutt or whatever, the Pidgey would go tackle you, and then you'd have Pikachu do Iron Tail to like counter it. Stuff like that. The kind of quick thinking, actually using your trainers. Being a good trainer.
I don't know how I feel about attacking moves being used as a defense. Like, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I just don't know how that works.
No. Just the general idea.
They do that in the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. To like Pikachu could use Iron Tail to like break the razor leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. What I would want would be a Pokemon MOBA. Not because I like MOBAs. It's because it would make Pokemon more popular, thus giving Pokemon more money.
Yeah, because Pokemon needs to be more popular.
Yes, I want... Because imagine that. They would have no excuse not to make a Pokemon console game that had all the fixings. Like, if they make a MOBA, I think making a Pokemon MOBA would be easier than making a Pokemon open world game. But the only thing that's stopping them, I think, from making that console game or an open world game is time and money. Because Nintendo is, even though they're making tons of money off Pokemon, like, what else are they really making money off of? It's Mario and Zelda and like the big 3 or 4 IPs they have. So I think there's pressure on those to like have a game every year. But if they have something like a MOBA that's more steady, has in-game purchases, like if they have more time to make more like a passion project or something more expensive. I have no interest in playing a MOBA, but I think that's what a lot of people want, because a lot of these MOBAs are not based. You can correct me if I'm wrong. They don't have like a lore before the game came out.
They do.
They do.
What do you mean before the game came out?
Like
set before the game takes place, or there wasn't anything in our world before the game came out that would build up to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there wasn't anything in our world that built up to this. Like, were there like MOBA spin-offs of other games that people really wanted?
I don't know. I think for League of Legends there was probably some stuff like before the game they would release comics and whatever, like they did with Overwatch. comics and videos and stuff explaining.
But there hasn't been like a League of Legends like RPG beforehand or anything like that.
I don't think so.
Alright. Well, I just think that'd be big because like those characters kind of came out of nowhere. Like it's a whole new IP onto itself, even with like the comic books or whatever that came beforehand.
Yeah.
So like it's like a big established thing. I think everything people that don't even play MOBAs would want to play.
So you don't want the MOBA per se. You want the things that would come with having that.
I think the games that came out after that would be so much better and expensive as a whole. And that's one thing that you could say Pokemon is lacking in, is that the games for a modern day RPG, they're not as long. They kind of like stayed with the status quo what Pokemon was in terms of length, which will give you about 100 hours. But today we're expecting a lot more than that, I would say.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. Anything else you want?
An open world Firefly game, Lord of the Rings game. Just like I would like to have a game where I could really feel like I'm living in the worlds of my favorite TV shows and movies.
What about a Big Bang Theory?
Oh, I hate that show so much.
Telltale game.
No, dear God, no.
What's a good team?
One of the stars of that show, Big Bang Theory, has never seen Star Trek, and yet that's like 80% of their jokes. Isn't a whole part of comedy like the experience, like your personal experience with the thing that you're joking about?
Yeah, I would say. It's well, I mean, I don't really watch the show. Well, when I do watch it from like over somebody's shoulder, I'm cringing the whole time.
Yeah.
But like they say that they don't know what they're talking about. They do execute it well, but it's like executing shit well.
Yeah, I mean. And then there are times when they just throw a bunch of words together. It's like, oh, that's a nerd reference, maybe?
Yeah. Laugh at this, you nerd, please.
Yeah. It's just terrible.
Didn't they get like recently, in like the past 6 months, like bumped to like a better time spot too? So people are actually watching this garbage?
I don't think so. I think it's been at the same spot for a while, but yeah, it's...
So, alright. Well, the next thing I would like, it's not video games, but like a new wardrobe. I think I want to use things other than like my voice as a tool of self-expression, right? So when I go to school, or let's go anywhere, I would like to like look fashionable, because I think that's an important. That's like when talking about basketball, talk about market inefficiencies, and I think what you wear is a market inefficiency in terms of like your social status. Like you can look, or just self-expression. I think this kind of goes back to like the debate we had all the way back when I really couldn't like articulate what I felt, but I felt this. I feel like clothes is another way to express yourself, which is very important. And I felt more than anything else that when I see people dressing poorly, I feel like that's an expression of themselves, even though like you're showing people that, oh, I don't really care about how I look, which is a kind of way of saying I don't care about myself. And you might not think that, but that's important. You don't think I know you don't think that, but you don't look like you don't care about yourself. You look like you're at home on a Saturday, which is totally different. But yeah, that's what when people like look bad at school, I'm like, come on. Like this is before I even talk to you, you look like you don't care, so why should I care? I don't know.
Well, it depends for me. Like if they look like they just rolled out of bed, and I know that they had no reason to not care at all, I might be like, come on, dude, maybe spice it up a little. But
then, I mean, saying that though, I'm not like judging them. Like I'm not using that. Like I can acknowledge that, but I'm not judging their character off this. But I know most people will, so that's why I'm taking advantage of it, or trying to at least.
I don't know. Sometimes it depends on the people. Like if I know their circumstances and it's like that's the best they could dress because their house burned down last night.
Yeah, I get that. But there's some people that I know you have money. You spent money on this outfit. Like why are you wearing like these boots with those shorts? Wearing that with that.
Are there colors clashing, Mark? Please enlighten us.
No, it's just fashion. Like you wear boots when it's like cold outside. You wear shorts when it's warm outside. You're wearing flannel with like 2 t-shirts under. That just doesn't make sense.
I hate that. People wear like the long sleeve flannel shirts made for winter, and then they have like the booty shorts. I'm like, you can't be a lumberjack and Usain Bolt
Yeah,
at the same time.
You can't do all these things.
This isn't how
Just pick
works.
one. You're not a trailblazer in fashion. You're not like me.
Like, if you at least try and make it look like you understand what weather is.
Yeah. Like, I could tell you're sweating right now, or you also have goosebumps on your legs because the classroom is also freezing. You're killing yourself for no reason. And then I feel like this goes back to it being an inefficiency in our society. When I say somebody, man, that guy dresses really weird, and they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, all right, I guess most people don't really check for that. Or it's just like a subconscious thing that we all acknowledge. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm getting this from like psychology classes as well.
Well, there are times when I'll like roll up to school. It's like 50 degrees or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's fairly cold for most people. I'll roll up in a t-shirt and shorts.
That's different because you're from the north.
Yeah, I know.
As long as it's consistent head to toe.
But people are like, Sam, why aren't you cold? I'll be like, it's not cold. They're like, I'm freezing. It's like, I'm not. So what's your point?
Or it really annoys me when like I'm wearing a jacket and somebody else, you're making me hot. Take that off.
Like, I mean, unless the jacket is making them aroused, and that's
Oh,
by hot,
all right.
that would be
we could
fine.
take this to the bathroom.
Yeah, but yeah.
Gross.
Like, there's no way I'm actually impacting you with what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
There's no way it's that bad.
What else do I want? Oh.
Heroin.
Well, maybe I could sell that. I never want to do it because
I wouldn't.
Yeah. But what I do want, something that I guess is kind of related to drugs, is a lowrider.
Ooh.
But not any type of lowrider. I want it has hydraulics. It's also convertible, and it's a hybrid. So I'm good for the environment. So I could roll up to school like looking super cool.
But also helping the environment.
Yeah, helping the environment. Like, you know the little turn when you turn to drop yourself off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like go so fast. I do like the 3-year-old motion, so like the back tire is off the ground or whatever, and I'm turning. And I'll probably kill myself because the car will flip over. But I look cool though. I died the coolest way I could. And then I have my music bumping. My what's something that the cool kids listen to?
Trap music.
Pearl Jam. That's they listen to.
No, Evanescence, right?
Wake me up inside. No,
some Nickelback.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to, like, me and my sister wake up and turn on MTV, and we would Nickelback came on, and like, man, this is music. We actually kind of liked it too. Now I don't.
Nickelback's not bad. We just hate on it because everyone else hates on it. Or
Yeah.
sheep.
Mm-hmm. I remember Nickelback had like a featured on a Nelly song. Like, man, this is odd. Country rap is odd, but I kind of like it though.
A Nelly song?
Yeah.
Who's Nelly?
It's a Midwest rapper. He specializes in country rap. I think it's pretty interesting. It's something totally that you'll never hear before.
I'll give that a listen after the podcast.
All right. Now give it a try. What else? Oh, anyways, I'm gonna do like the thing in G.T.O San Andreas when you have like the car dance battles in the hood. So that'd be interesting. I could challenge like do you even like see lowriders these days? Where can I go?
I don't go to places where that might be seen.
Maybe I go to one like those Mexican car shops. No racial though. No racial.
You can maybe challenge Baby Guns.
No, he has like a flatbed truck, right?
No, he's got a Mustang.
Oh.
He's got a sweet charcoal gray Stang, bruh. He bought it with that cash money.
Oh, that teacher money.
Yeah.
That master's degree in political science money.
That mail order bride money.
Would you ever do that? Would you ever be desperate enough to buy a mail order bride?
No.
I thought about it, but that seems illegal. I can't.
It probably is. It's kind of prostitution.
How would that work getting a divorce? Do I get a refund?
I don't think it would.
Okay. I don't know. That seems more trouble than it is good. Like, then you have kids with like the.
Yeah, it's not.
Can you Google how the going rate for a mail ordered bride? From Russia, of course.
Got going incognito mode.
Why? I mean, the NSA knows you're doing this either way. You're only saving this from yourself, so you don't see.
I don't want to remember this.
Okay.
Oh dear. Latin American Cupid. Mail order bride. I'm not going to click on any of these sites.
Or just Google cost then.
Yeah. You keep talking?
Alright. Well, I was just wondering, like, do you pay by the year? Or, like, that's a lifetime thing, so I get it forever? Or her forever? Or him forever?
On average, pursuing a mail-order bride will cost you between $1,000 to $15,000. Not $1,500, $15,000.
But that's a whole lifetime, though.
That is quite... Well, yeah, but that lifetime could be, like, tomorrow.
That sounds pretty lucrative, though, because you can get that mail-order bride to get a job. And she'll basically pay herself off, or him off, I guess.
That'd be a mail-order groom if it were a he.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There is a difference.
There is a difference.
Hey, you don't tell that man what he identify as. If he wants to be a bride, he can be a bride.
If your mail-order spouse identifies as a male, it's a mail-order groom. If they identify as female, they are a mail-order bride.
I think you're putting them in a box, Sam. I don't appreciate that.
If they're somewhere in between, they can just go die in a hole.
You're sexist, Sam. I don't think you can be here.
Am I sexist?
I think
do I just not care? No, I'm kidding. People that suffer from legitimate gender dysphoria.
Both?
Yeah, whichever. But I can't remember which is the specific. Dysphoria. People that suffer from gender dysphoria, like legitimately, and are really uncomfortable in their skin, I sympathize with you and go get whatever help you need. Go do whatever you need to do to feel like you.
Where do you go? You go to like a psychologist, or
is there a psychologist, a doctor? You get deconstructive. Not deconstructive. It's like conversion surgeries or whatever. I don't know. I haven't looked into this. But people that are just like, I'm gender fluid because some days I feel like being a guy, some days I feel like being a girl, but they're just doing it because Tumblr said it was cool.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Sam. I'll be honest with you. A skinny white girl is my spirit animal. So.
Yeah, but there's a difference between having something be your spirit animal and being what you legitimately think you should be.
I never thought of what I should be. Well, I guess I have. And that's the next thing I want for Christmas. I want to lose 40 pounds. I want to be skinny. I don't
think 40 pounds is going to... Well, I might be.
Well, I might. I don't know.
How skinny are you talking?
Not like super, super skinny. Not like stick thin.
So I mean like average.
Like cut like Russell Westbrook. Because I looked at this. There's no basketball player that's my height and my goal weight. Like there's no combination of that. So like every 6'6", 6'7", 6'5" guy is like super jacked. So like I can't compare myself to that guy because... Like, I work out, but my muscles are not that huge. I'm like, I could be Russell Westbrook, but he's shorter than me, and he's jacked, but he's the closest one I got. So if I lose 40 pounds, I calculated this, my body fat percentage, I could look better than Chris Paul. I could have more abs than Chris Paul. I seen him shirtless. Not impressive at all.
More abs like a 12-pack?
No.
Oh, okay. So I was like, what do you mean more abs?
Like,
You like more defined or more toned?
Yeah, more defined.
Okay.
It's really annoying because it takes time, and I don't like waiting, Sam. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like waiting or working towards goals.
I have no problem working.
I have a big problem working.
Cause I mean that's the only, me working out, like running and lifting weights and playing basketball.
Can't do that.
They're one of the few things I actually enjoy about my life. Because I could tell I'm getting better as time goes on. With school, I feel like, it's kind of a crapshoot. Am I going to do good this day or bad this day? And then if I do bad, it's going to be with me for the rest of my...
Yeah, there's no way to come back from it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's shown in like my English thing, my English essay. I got an A on every single English essay to this point, but I got a D on like English quizzes. But they're like... Why are you giving us a summer reading quiz in November? Of course I'm not going to remember. You ass. Why are you doing this for? Like
better now than in like January.
But I mean, there's no more quizzes after that one though. There's only 3 quizzes, and I got a B, a C, and an F. And I have an A in every other category on every other assignment. And I have a 90 now because I got that F was so deep it pulled that specific category down, and it's impossible for me to get an A now because there's no more quizzes and there's only one essay left. And if I get a B on it, doesn't matter. I'm still have a B. If I get an A on it, I'm still have a B.
Suck it, nerd.
Yeah, I almost suck it. What is that?
I don't know, it's a child.
Okay. Alright. Is it just me, or does every child look the same, this minus the skin color?
They all do, kinda.
Alright, because like everyone like, oh, it's so pretty. Like, how do you, is there ugly babies I don't know? Because they all look the same
Yeah,
to
you
me.
just say, oh, that's a baby.
Alright, could you go ugly baby?
I don't want to do that.
And then Google pretty baby in the other tab, and then compare those two. You can do the same, people that are listening. You can see, let's see the difference. I'm pretty sure there is none. Discounting the
Ugly
defects.
babies are us. Faces only a mother could love. Oh, that's a Tumblr. Of course that's a Tumblr, because Tumblr is so inclusive.
But that's
These are just fat. Okay, well, that's not a fat baby.
I don't think that's a real baby though.
Which one?
The second one?
That is not a real baby. That is photoshopped.
Is that one ugly just because it looks like a monkey?
That one?
Yeah.
It is not a cute baby.
And that one looks like it at least has like a deformity of some
It
sort.
looks like a troll doll.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like a pretty baby. Oops, I spit all over your thing. My bad.
That's alright. I'll just, get Ebola.
Wow, it's because I'm black, ain't it?
Yeah, no. I started studying Africa in geography. Semester 2, somehow. I'm somehow in semester 2 of that.
Good job.
He was talking about Ebola, and I'm like, are we really going to talk about Ebola only ever affected Africa? Because I don't think that's entirely true. It did kind of spread to other places in small amounts.
I don't know.
But they were like, nah, Ebola only ever hurt Africans. And I'm like, I don't know, there's some white people that got Ebola. But you're right, it is mostly an African problem. So yeah, babies are basically the same.
Alright. Well, what else do you want for Christmas, Sam?
Well, let's see, I went over the open world games I want. Oh, open world Naruto, that would be nice.
Why?
I don't know, it just seems like a cool idea.
Open world everything. That's where everything's going, basically.
Yeah, open world everything for me. I'd like money, so I could start and make this a thing.
Well, yeah, that's my last thing. I want more money and like be able to like post more on this channel and post more on my own channel, because I want to do
that all on your own channel.
post that all. If I post one, I'll have an infinite number of improvements, because I have none.
I've already got 2 on my other channel.
Cause I want to do this right. Like I have multiple YouTube channels with varying degrees of success.
You got like 142 subscribers on one, don't you?
I don't know. I don't think so. But it's fine. It's whatever. But so I would like a computer, a capture card, and a whole lot of programs, like the whole Creative Cloud, and some Sony Vegas. I don't need that. So
The whole Adobe workshop thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna get that money from. Why do they make you pay monthly? Why can't I just pay for it one time and just be over with?
I don't know.
It's almost like they want.
So what do you want this to be? Is there any like YouTube media, like digital media company or whatever that you're trying to model this after?
In terms of what? Like how many videos you upload a day?
No, just like what do you want this to be? Like SourceFed, Screw Attack, Rooster Teeth. Anything like that?
I'm following more Rooster Teeth model. What I was thinking about G.T.O podcast channel, it would be stuff where like me, you, any other friends that were interested in doing YouTube, they post their videos here, and then or like the Machinima Ninbuzz or whatever model, where like they have one big channel, and it all starts here, and then you can go to like other channels, like your own personal channel.
Like we'll kickstart it on this channel, and then you go off to your own channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
okay,
that's what I would like.
Yeah, that's kind of like SourceFed. A little.
I don't know what SourceFed is.
It's fine. I mean, it's not fine. We can't be friends anymore. I'm gonna have to kill you. But it's fine.
Might not want to upload this podcast then. Anyways, that's all I want for Christmas. Probably most of them won't happen. Like, I mean, the last one will probably happen. I'll probably lose 40 pounds some point in time, right? I feel like it's Pokemon MOBA. Hopefully it happens by the end of next year.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic probably will not get better in 2017.
At least not exponentially.
Universal backwards compatibility will not come back, I think, in the way I want it. So eventually everything's just going to be digital. So there will be no backwards compatibility. So every game will be in the cloud or whatever.
I would like total cross-platform play.
Like in multiplayer games?
Yeah, like PS3, PS4 can
How would that...
crossover.
So the game will have to take all of that load.
Magic.
Like...
I don't care how it works. Just make it work.
That they have to transfer to purely dedicated servers.
They're already doing that with Xbox and PC. Microsoft.
But yeah, there's crossplay on some of those games, though, right? So I don't know. I think maybe your wish will come true one day. So
I just hope I live long enough to see it.
Yeah,
because then you'd never have to argue with your friends over like, hey, like, why didn't you get this console? Because then we could have played multiplayer and we could actually be friends and hang out. And it's like, nah, I wanted this exclusive over here.
Yeah, I wanted to play Two Worlds. Why did you buy a PS3? Basically,
Two Worlds on. No, they don't. I think they do. Why would you buy Two Worlds at all, Mark?
Because it was a cent plus shipping, $5. That was basically me in 2013 through 2015. I would type in Xbox games, then sort by a set of relevance. I would sort by cost, and I would buy each game that was a cent. So I was able to get Two Worlds, NBA 2K11, and I think I got a couple other games that were just nothing games. But 2K11 is like
it's so different from 2K15.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Metroid Prime thing. If I had time to like get myself back acclimated to these controls, I would play this all the time because the way they like the Summer League thing I really like, or and a D League thing. So like
yeah, I did like having the D League. That was nice.
And also like what's that guy? Like before every game, he would tell you something about the team that you're going against. I remember vividly, like before the Summer League games, he would tell you about like Wesley Johnson. He's like a shoddy 3-point shooter. He's mentally weak, so after he misses a couple of shots, he'll like basically be missing from the game. And I like that. Like give you little anecdotes about the players that helped you.
I don't quite remember that, but yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I don't like sports games where you don't just start like after a certain number of games. I'd like a truly immersive, realistic sports experience. If you are clanking shots off the rim, you get sent out to the D League. You play in the Summer League to determine if you're actually, good enough to start in the regular season.
And you ever felt like the game sometimes is just rigged against you?
Yeah.
Like you were just meant to lose just to advance like a certain part of the story. Like I hated that.
Sometimes I'll be fine with it.
Like you're just on the guy and they're just making threes in your face because you have to win, or you get subbed out even though you're like up by like 15 and you come back and you're down 20. Yeah, I've only been gone 8 minutes. That's dumb. I guess Madden would be the most realistic because you have to actually be better than the first stringer to start. But even that's frustrating because sometimes they don't start the best player. Whatever. So that's what we want for Christmas. We're gonna go to review the movie that we watched, Blades of Glory.
Want to take a break first, or?
No break. Do you need to take a break?
No, I'm good.
Alright, so PG-13 sports comedy movie came out in 2007. Great year. It was an hour and 33 minutes long. Thank goodness, or just the director. So do you mind reading the summary on Google? Wherever.
Yep.
Great movie.
Okay. Right. Figure skaters Chaz Michael Michaels, played by Will Ferrell, and Jimmy McElroy, John Heder, take their intense rivalry too far during the Olympic Winter Games in Salt Lake City. Both are banned from competition after a nasty brawl. After several years out of the public eye and hungry for glory, the men decide to set aside their feud and exploit a loophole that allows them to compete as a pair.
So, how did you like the movie?
I did not like it at all.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was like dead tired from last week to now.
Mm-hmm.
but it just never hit me as a funny movie.
When did you watch it? Like what time of the day?
Wednesday, and then again last night.
What? You should watch it when like the first thing you wake up, so you can focus on it. That's what I do.
That's what I did Wednesday.
You didn't like it then?
Nope.
You watched it twice and you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not my kind of movie.
Well, I liked it. I thought, like, I don't laugh out loud at most things. Like most people telling jokes, or even like on Comedy Central stand-ups, I have gone whole hours without laughing at what's that guy named Dane Cook.
It's Dane Cook.
Or what's the guy named Carlos Mencia or Kevin Hart. Just don't laugh. Probably because I can't relate with any of them. Anyways, so I never had a laugh out loud moment, but I did appreciate and acknowledge them. Like, this is funny. This is funny writing.
You never had a rafflecopter in the middle of your living room?
No. I wonder how that looks like. I just imagine you laughing while breakdancing.
Probably a seizure.
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Chaz was funny. Will Ferrell was great. It was really good. I liked it. It was the comedic timing was great on the jokes. I enjoyed the plot. It was nice and simple. And there was a happy ending and no one died.
Well, not on screen.
Who died?
No, I'm kidding. Nobody died.
Besides that video that they played about them doing the what's that movie? The Iron Lotus, where the girl gets her head chopped off.
Yeah.
That's funny. They were able to, like, they were training, like the two figure skaters were training together to do that move, and it basically, like out of 99 times out of 100, it'd probably chop your head off. But I like how, like, they zoomed in and they showed, like, the razor cut the little stubble on his head, on his neck, and I'm like, oh, that was a close shave.
Close shave. I hate you.
One thing I noticed was I don't know what you call it, but like the transitions out of like some of the moves just look like, oh, obviously this they didn't actually do the move. I mean, yeah, I don't think Will Ferrell or John Heder are figure skaters, but
of course not.
I know that. But like there was like one when like he was holding him like stomach to stomach, but he was upside down, and the way he got out of the move was by doing like a backflip out of his arms, and he landed on his feet. Like, that's just physically impossible. You just can't do that.
Yeah, it's a dumb movie.
I don't get why they didn't just cut away, and then when they cut back, they're just both standing right next to each other or something. Like, you don't have to show the transition between the moves. If
you say that now, but if they had done it where they just cut away, you might be complaining the other side.
Yeah, but I mean, they broke the law of inertia a couple times with the spinning.
Just two, yeah.
Yeah, you don't spin it and land unless you can prove me wrong. You can send in a video you spinning another person around by their legs and they can land on their feet. Well, I don't know. Did you find anything like particularly bad? Like,
no, it's just the whole movie didn't hit me.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Wow. But what do you think about the characterization, the evolution of the characters? Nothing.
It didn't make me feel anything. I was just like, okay, this is a movie. I'm not laughing. It's not a good comedy for me.
Interesting.
I'm not crying, so it's not like a drama.
Well, one thing that I like in short fun movies, like in this movie and also in like Waterworld, is that the the movies I like, like the main character changes and evolves and shows like depth of character without the story ever really acknowledging it. So like for the most part, there are tendencies of the Mariner in Waterworld that was subtle with the interplay between Jane Triplehorn, I forgot her name in that story, but like the interplay between those two and their characters evolving, there was some things that were just subtle that changed about the Mariner. Like in this, what was it? What's his name? The blonde haired guy who John Heder played. Was it Jimmy? Yeah,
Jimmy McElroy.
he was like a clean freak at the beginning of the movie. Like his dad in quotation marks was always putting like hand sanitizer on him. I guess that could either, but like towards the end, like he didn't mind being dirty, but I don't know if that was like a symbolism for like his father like unleashing him, or him like being like unleashing himself by being friends with the other guy. I keep forgetting their names.
Chaz Michaels.
Yeah, Chaz
Michaels.
How can I forget Chaz with 2 Z's? The coolest guy.
Chaz.
But I noticed this in the scene where he was like handcuffed in the bathroom stall. Yeah, and he had to like
Kinky.
Maybe Amy Poehler was there, but that's not the direction they took it. And I'm disappointed, Sam.
Yeah. I know.
But he was handcuffed like in the bathroom stall, had to unlock himself. Amy Poehler whatever her character was, I think her name was Fairchild.
Yeah.
Threw away the key in the trash can, right on the top of the trash can. That seems very like, why you just hold it? Just put it in your pocket or something. I get it. You're trying to be symbolic, powerful and stuff, and it's a movie.
Because you gotta give him a chance to escape, Mark.
But and then she leaves. But Jimmy pokes his head from like under the stall door and try to contact like a little kid, and the kid like panics because why is this grown man talking to me under the toilet or whatever?
Yeah.
And then like stranger danger. The little kid runs out, knocks down the trash can, and then like a bunch of trash just rolls out, and the toilet paper unravels past his head, and then on that track of toilet paper was the key somehow, and then he looks and like you see like a little bit of apprehension for like a split second, and then he like leans over, and I don't think this is necessary, but he licks the toilet paper towards him so he could pull the key to his mouth.
He didn't have an arm free,
which is really
feet free.
Well, he did have arm free because they both were. Yeah, he had feet free, and he didn't need to use his mouth. He didn't need. Yeah, he didn't need. Yeah, but he did, and that's gross. But he's not a clean freak anymore, and that's characterization for you. Also Chaz, like this is typical stuff. Like the brute bad loner guy becomes more open, much like the mariner. I think that's a motif. That's what they call it in the business.
Yeah, that is what they call it in the business.
So yeah, he becomes more open to the end, and now they're all buddies and friends instead of bitter rivals. I do like the you didn't laugh at like the sex addict stuff. That was pretty funny.
No.
Oh man. Well, so what do you think? Like, do you recommend this to anyone? Would you watch it again?
Nope.
Never again.
Probably not.
Man. I would say it's a fine movie. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why. I would recommend people watch it, but I don't want to waste your time either. If Sam doesn't like it, I'm pretty sure Sam's opinion is more in tune with the opinion of the masses, I would say.
Yeah, all about that Pokemon Go to the polls. I'll dab for you. I'll do the mannequin challenge. I'm in touch with the millennials.
I'm not talking about that. I'm pretty sure millennials aren't watching movies anymore. They're watching TV shows.
They're watching them adult films.
That pornography.
That's not what I was going to go with. I was going to talk about, what's that film? Flight. Deals with drug abuse.
Or, what's that?
That's
Dope.
an adult film.
They're watching Dope. That's what they're watching.
Ooh, Dope. Dope's a good movie.
Or Straight Outta Compton. No, they don't.
Straight Outta Sorry.
Anyways, we'll move right past that and talk about the all-stars of this movie. Will Ferrell, of course, as Chaz. John Heder as Jimmy. Gina Fisher as Katie.
Jenna Fisher.
Alright. Amy Poehler as Fairchild. Craig T. Nelson
as Coach.
Robert, yes. Coach. Will Ferrell was in Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
And Anchorman 2.
I was not going to watch the second one first.
True.
John Heder. He was in The Benchwarmers. He really hasn't done much
else. Yeah, this, The Benchwarmers, and
like the Ghost movie. Like some Ghost movie that came out this year. I don't know. It's probably bad. Jenna Fisher was in Hall Pass. I haven't watched that movie. Is it? Yeah.
I guess it's alright.
Alright. Amy Poehler was in Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Alright.
Mean Girls are Bad Moms.
No, it was Mean Girls.
Oh, right. Yeah, Mean Girls. Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know if I'm watching Mean Girls.
Or we could watch what's it? Baby Mama. That was a good movie. I like that movie.
I guess.
Uh,
You know what? You tell me what we're gonna watch, and we'll watch it.
Craig T. Nelson was in the Incredibles as I guess the dad. I guess that probably makes sense. He has a heavy voice. So I want to watch the Anchorman. It's the only like movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he was Mr. Incredible.
Oh, so that's it. The movie of the week next week is Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Next week, what would it be? What's the date? Like December 3rd is the next podcast?
Yeah, probably.
So we'll talk about The Witcher, which I did not play this past week, and I do not have time coming up, so I don't know how I'm going to finish this game between now and then, Sam. I messed up.
Yeah, well, neither of us are really going to finish the game.
I play like an hour.
Maybe we should not do a game of the month?
No. We're going to do it.
Well, I mean, we're taking on a lot of stuff, and we might not necessarily have the time to do it.
I'll find a way.
I don't want us to force ourselves into a commitment for a bit that we are not able to do.
Well, why do people still get married? So, people still getting married. I'm going to keep doing Game of the Month.
Okay.
Alright. So, we're going to move on to Victory and Vengeances. So, I guess we kind of talked about what happened past week, but I ain't done. Victory was, I was able to watch some basketball and football games. Caught up on wrestling and watched Survivor Series with a Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. And coincidentally, both of those people played football in the NFL. And I watched Brock Lesnar's like Vikings highlights from that preseason, like 2003, 2004. And like, why didn't he get signed to another team? He wasn't like atrocious or anything.
I don't know. I thought he left to go pursue WWE.
No, he left WWE to go to the NFL, and then he got cut during the preseason, like after like 2 preseason games, and then he went to go fight in the UFC.
That's what he left. He left football for the UFC after he got cut. Because he's trash. Couldn't even play for the Minnesota Vikings.
Weren't they pretty good in the mid? No.
Yeah, they were kind of. No, that was before Adrian Peterson, so probably not.
Yeah. Anyways, and Goldberg, he played for the Falcons as like I think a lineman for like 14 games, so he's actually pretty decent. He actually started. Good for him.
Good job.
I got a vengeance though against society.
Ooh.
As a whole, and I kind of wanted to leave it at that because it's so loaded, obviously.
Yeah.
But I went to like the book signing, like I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, and we were like, it's supposed to be like I guess an acknowledgement of our family's history and Black's history, and they're like, why does no one talk about the Thibodeau massacre in like our history classes? Well, for one, I don't know. Like, at first I'm like, well, this seems like a pretty small thing, but it actually they started describing the detail. Like 400 something people got killed. It was like one of the largest labor strikes in Louisiana around that time. Because no one acknowledged it in the news, and no one really acknowledged it in education. You think as like maybe not in high school because you learn more like things in general, but in 8th grade you learned about Louisiana history, and it's just not there. Did not learn about this, which is interesting.
Yeah,
but that's not my problem. The problem is that they were singing songs in between like segments of talking about the book, and they were talking about how like God give me strength and all this stuff, like finding hope and faith through God, which is an odd juxtaposition because like, man, the white people are holding us down or whatever, but we're using white people's religion to define our lives. Do you see a problem with that?
Yeah, quite a few.
I didn't know Christianity was an African religion.
It's not really either.
I didn't know that, Sam.
It's a Middle Eastern religion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that because black people they act devout, but no one truly is devout. But
of course not.
I just don't see like we want to. It's like we don't want to be African. We don't like being black. Like we want to be something higher than. I don't know. I feel like there's an identification issue, like among the black community. I don't know. It's odd. It's like there's many invisible barriers that we that we don't acknowledge, or we don't have the sight to acknowledge. So, like talking to another black person that not to have a problem like believing in religion is that you believe in this religion, and like it seems like you're fundamentally flawed as somebody that's so like that wears their blackness on their sleeve. It seemed fundamentally flawed to believe in Christianity as a way to define your life. Does that seem odd? Like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know. And I guess I can ask you, you're not black, but I'm tired of black people playing the victim. Like, we get it. Slavery happened. It's fine. We can all move on. And you know what we can move on? It's like actually like, I don't know, acquiring power. Like there's like I know like the disproportionate killing of black people by policemen. Yeah, that is a problem. I acknowledge that. But how much legislation can only control that so much? Would you agree? If you believe that there's racist cops out there out to get black people, no legislation is really gonna mitigate racism, because that's how you define racism in a person. When they have an actor, you can only do that in hindsight.
Yeah.
So and the only way, if you take racist people out of power, is for you to become the ones in power. So, like I said last week, I think we need to become in power instead of just talking bullshit. That's all we're doing. And my dad told me that hopefully Donald Trump is a call to action for all black people.
Yeah, said that last week.
Yeah. So, that's good. Anyways, I have a victory, and it's making... Will you have anything to say?
You just go on for a second. You...
No. You can
I need to collect my thoughts before I say this.
Alright.
It might...
But I wanted to finish the podcast with this time.
Okay, sorry. Come up with something else for a second.
Alright, I'll think about something. So... in watching all that basketball, though, I realized that the Golden State Warriors, they're kind of like not playing at their best, right? But I want the Clippers to win a championship so bad. But you could tell every night they're playing a little hard out, and it's just cute. It's like watching a hamster on the wheel. Like, they're playing so hard right now, this being like 15-2. But you know in the end, like, they're probably not going to win that much. And it's sad. I don't know. Chris Paul deserves something. Hopefully Steph Curry breaks his foot or something. Fingers crossed. How's Karl Anthony Towns' knees doing right about now?
I don't know. I think he's trying to do too much.
Alright.
And they didn't have him covering Davis at all. The one time he was covering Davis, he blocked him. And then the rest, they just had Payne and Jang on him. Why would you have Payne, Adrian Payne covering Anthony Davis, and Karl Anthony Towns covering Omer Asik?
Alright. That is a problem. But as a Pelicans observer, why does Omer Asik still play?
Well, yeah.
I know he had like $11 million contract, but just waive him. It doesn't even. I'd rather have his money on the cap and him just not being there than him
on the bench.
I don't want him on the bench. I don't want him anywhere, because he's an example of the Pelicans' mediocrity. Like he's just a negative. Like, he used to be good. He should set like really good screens and roll to the basket and like do a layup or something. But like, he doesn't even do that most of the time. He's just a nothing. Just get him out of here and play Alexia Jensen more, because he was pretty good last year. Or like, just do something. Like, I feel like I could be a better GM than what's his name, Dell Demps. Yeah, he's terrible. Oh my god, he should have traded Tyreek Evans too. You're not winning. Like, he's just not good. He's an inefficient player. He's a minus on defense. Sure, Hottie's alright. But like,
he played well.
Like, at one point, like last year, or like in the 3 years before this, we had like a decent starting lineup, and we made the playoffs once, and they never made a big offseason move ever since. Like, they got Eric Gordon, Ryan Anderson, and now they're gone. And the bench were like their big offseason move in the past 3 years was Omer Asik, and I don't know. It's really disappointing. We got another Kevin Garnett. I say it again, another Kevin Garnett situation, but it's sad.
So you want to talk about? You were talking about disproportionate police killings of African Americans.
Am I wrong?
No, I mean, what do you mean disproportionate? Like,
so like, there's 12% of like a like black people in like America is 12%. They take 12% of the population, right?
Yeah.
But like 38%, maybe it's not 38. 38% are jailed. Of people jailed are black, and 23%, I think it was a long time ago that I looked at this, but I think 23% of police brutality killings are black, which is double the rate of the population. So that's what I mean by disproportionate. Like, you think it would be 12 across the board.
Because like raw numbers,
yeah, white people get killed
more white people,
yeah.
but more Native Americans than any other race.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Like, raw numbers are rate?
Raw numbers.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
That's odd.
But I just wanted to make sure I understood what you were saying before I said anything, because I didn't want to be like, well, actually, and then have you be like, that's not what I was going for. But yeah, the rate, it's definitely a problem. I mean, police killings in general are a problem.
I just don't see why would a policeman ever like shoot his gun if you don't see a gun.
Sometimes I do see a gun.
I mean, yeah, most of the time they're probably fine.
Sometimes it's not a gun, but they think it's a gun because...
Yeah, being a policeman is hard. It's really hard to call somebody racist for killing somebody when they're like legitimately nervous.
Well, I mean, in the military they have engagement cards.
What is that?
You have to like fire, even if there's a truck full of terrorists and you know they're terrorists and they're driving towards you, you have to like fire a warning shot, or verbally you tell them to stop. And then you, I think it was pop smoke. And then you fire warning shots like off to the sides. And then I think you take them down. I don't remember the exact order, and I might be missing a step or two. But you don't just immediately kill them.
Call of Duty has not taught me well.
Not at all.
So, like, what? I guess I never asked you this. But what would you do to solve this problem if you, like, I don't know. How would you solve this problem?
I would only give guns to SWAT members, maybe. I'd need to think about this a lot more. But my stupid 16-year-old, I can fix it, or 17-year-old, I can fix everything idea is only give guns to SWAT members. So, like, regular traffic stops don't turn into that kind of thing.
I don't know, that's troubling.
Yeah, that is troubling. There's no, like, easy answer.
If police can't have guns, I don't think people should have guns, but that...
People are going to get guns regardless.
Well, a lesser rate. A lot lesser rate. Because isn't that kind of how Europe is? Maybe we should move on, because I think I'm speaking out of ignorance.
Yeah.
What do you want to say? The last thing you wanted to say before we wrap things up?
Nope, nothing.
What are you looking at?
It's my Twitter feed.
Alright.
I follow some cosplayers.
Alright. My last victory is stop dabbing over there. He's making this podcast. Woohoo! Shut
Make
up.
G.T.O great again.
Great again. All right. Well, I have to go take a piss. Do you mind me taking a piss all over your toilet seat and missing completely?
Go do that, but like I don't know. Sit down if you have to.
All right. I'm gonna.
I haven't cleaned that toilet in. It's been a week or two.
I'm gonna make a little puddle for you, and we're done. We're done. You can turn it
done?
Yeah, we're done. Oh wait.
I
gotta ask you something. You want to do a Nuzlocke series? I thought about something like you play the game, and I'm gonna help you through it, because I know I could beat someone Nuzlocke. I want to see how you do.
Okay, what game?
We're gonna start with Pokemon Red, something that is horribly balanced.
Pokemon Red?
Yes, it's
not Fire Red, but
Red.
Dear God.
Yes. So yeah, expect that. See you later. Comment, rate, subscribe, do all that good stuff.
Yeah, links in the description for all the things. They're also on our channel on the side.
All right.
So yeah.